And may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house. Woohoo! This week's going to be bullish, guys. Honestly, last week was bullish. This week is going to be crazy good. You guys are going to get excited about this. We've got some pretty breaking news coming out of the US-China talks, and looks like it went very well indeed. So, man, it is going to be epic coming up in the week. I don't know. We've got the usual sort of Sunday malaise in the markets on crypto. But man, it is going to be outstanding for this week with this trade. The futures markets are looking awesome. We're going to talk about that. The Sunday lull is just an apparition. We should expect some pretty good fireworks on Monday. It's going to be pretty cool. Now, we got some breaking news on PulseChain as well. We're going to be talking about coming out from the Crypto Night Show team. So we're going to talk about that too. That is imminently going to be released, so it's going to be pretty awesome. And it's probably become a mainstay of the PulseChain market. Really, it's going to be pretty awesome. And then we're going to get into, of course, all the market with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we're going to check out what's hot at the moment, what's hot in the crypto, and also on PulseChain. We're going to check out what is moving, and of course, we've got the printer tokens are back again. With the rest of the market down slightly, printer tokens are bouncing back. So we're going to look at all those as well, from OG WebChef in particular. And then, of course, maybe look at some of the tokens that people are really interested in at the moment. So pretty exciting on that. Let's see who's in the house here. We got a good God in the house there. The King is in the house here. The King is one token that's performing extremely well on PulseChain. So you guys should check that out. Some pretty nice price targets on that as well. The old King there pays you in most Teddy takeover and PulseX. Pretty outstanding tokens to be to get there, I think. We got PulseX as well. How many percent can a God candle be? That's right. I mean, that's what I got in the title of the video. We are getting close to a GodMode candle. Richard was talking about that in his video. Yeah, boy. So GodMode candle, they can come out of nowhere. We know already he thinned out the liquidity, right? So GodMode candle is going to be pretty epic. But he also was telling the community, stop being a bunch of dumpers and hodl and buy as well. So we'll get that uptrend. But man, what it's like on the way down, it's also like that on the way up, right? So get excited for that. Really cool. How the heck's Laura in the house there? Another day close to the moon. Absolutely. The dark side of the moon. Big shout out to Dark Horse out there. The dark side of the moon. Another great team there. Love the videos and animations coming out from Dark Horse Meme Coin. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. What else there? Wookie's in the house there. It's the day after Sunday. Well, it is Monday here in New Zealand because you guys know we're in the future. Bringing you crypto news, and here we are at this 12:10 p.m. So it's just past midday on the 12th of May, Monday. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Must be weird for you if you're in Northern Hemisphere. You're still on a Sunday afternoon or something. Yeah, pretty crazy. So that's where we are. We're already on Monday. The weather's pretty nice outside actually today, as we're slowly heading into winter. Right, slowly heading to winter. Who knows what it's going to bring? Every season it's different. Honestly, every year is different. It's crazy. We got hard excellence. I remember the third God candles we had years ago, shooting hex to 56 cents. Yeah, that was on one particular DEX, right? One particular exchange. Yeah, I got 52 on my register. 52, I think, was temporarily there, but certainly the price held for a good month, didn't it? The old hex. When it got to the top, one of the 4 or 5 best performing tokens in crypto for 2021. Pretty crazy time. It was awesome. DD and Hex in the house there. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, happy Mother's Day out there. So yeah, hey, look, mothers are the best, right? Mothers are the best. Yeah. And of course, Rookie in the house there. Taurus is coming. Taurus is coming indeed. I'm probably going to have a couple of interviews with some pretty big influencers launching tokens like Taurus coming up. So that's probably this week. So another major interviews. Last week, I had Crypto Coffee on, pretty much the biggest PulseChain influencer in my view. And of course, we also had XUSD, one of our most clever teams, clever teams in the PulseChain as well. That if you haven't checked those interviews out, check those out. We got DG and Hickskin in the house there. Subway, 8 p.m. Are you talking about the food, or are you going to the Subway? On the Subway, let me know. Like, I don't know. Do we have Subways? No, we don't really have Subways. We have some crappy trains, and of course, I never go on them. Right? They're pretty dangerous, even in New Zealand. Who wants to go on a public train these days or public bus? You just never know what random psycho is going to jump on. Crypto market doing well, eating a lot of popcorn, watching, says Property View. Absolutely, and I like the ethos there, eating the popcorn. Very nice indeed. All right, so it's something that I like to do. Something I like to do. All right, so that's kind of cool. I think I had 8 popcorn. No, I didn't. It must have been something else I was eating popcorn for. I thought it was for Richard Hart's video that I was eating popcorn, but it wasn't. It wasn't for that because I was doing a live stream reaction, so I couldn't be eating popcorn. But it was something else that was around the same time that I was enjoying popcorn with it. I don't know what it is about eating popcorn. It's like going to the movies, right? Even if you're not watching a movie, it's kind of like that. It's got that warm, fuzzy feeling or something. I don't know. All right, so kind of cool. If you guys haven't reposted the show on X, definitely get out, do that. We're on YouTube, of course. You can click the reshare button on YouTube. I'm not sure if people do it as much on YouTube, but definitely on X you can do that. So if you guys want to share the show, share show on X. I know people, Sunday, a lot of people on Sunday, but maybe they're eating their Sunday lunch. What's it? Nothing else like having a Sunday lunch. Let me know in the chat there if you guys, you have a Sunday lunch. We always used to do it. So when we, our family, particularly when I was younger, would go, go off to church, and then after church we'd come back and we'd go back home, but we'd go via this famous donut shop, and then we'd get a whole ton of donuts. I mean, it was insane. And these donuts were like magical donuts, and we'd get them once a week for to make them special. And man, it was pretty epic. So let me know in the chat if you guys do anything like that, or just a nice regular Sunday lunch there. It's kind of special. All right, so it's kind of cool. Let's get into it without further ado. Now, if you haven't joined the socials, join the socials, Discord and Telegram. Links are in the video description. That is going to be cool on that. Let's get the show going, says Brennan. Absolutely. Let's do it. All right, so let's start off with the stock market, which we don't normally do on a Sunday, right? Or Monday here in New Zealand, because we're going to focus on the big news, right? The big news, stock futures. Now, the stock market futures, if you're not familiar, they kind of price in the market before it opens. And of course, it's going to be opening how many hours from now? Probably 12 plus another 14 hours from now. The markets will open for Monday, so 14 hours from here. It's going to be pretty credible. We can see the futures already are up. So the US 30 is the futures. It is up 1%. It's a US 500 at 1.22%. Pretty exciting. And that's all on the trade talks here. We're going to watch a little video, though, before we get into some of this. So let's play that. This is from Secretary Treasury Bezant. And as I said to you, if you want to understand what Trump is doing, you have to really follow Secretary Scott Bessent. He's kind of leading the charge here. And of course, I've always talked about the 3-legged stool strategy, which he has to run out, right, by the 4th of July. He has to have it all in place. And that includes the tax bill, regulation, deregulations, like key stuff for that, particularly for small, medium banks, which I think he will probably get to in this time frame. At least start it, and then also the reordering the World Trade Order, right? So very important stuff. So let's hear from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is hot off the press.
I'm happy to report that we've made substantial progress between the United States and China in these very important trade talks. First, I want to thank our Swiss host. The Swiss government has been very kind in providing us this wonderful venue, and I think that led to a great deal of the productivity we've seen. We will be giving details tomorrow, but I can tell you that the talks were productive. We had the Vice Premier, 2 Vice Ministers who were integrally involved, Ambassador Jameson and myself, and I spoke to President Trump, as did Ambassador Jameson last night, and he is fully informed of what is going on. So there will be a complete briefing tomorrow morning. I will turn it over to the Ambassador.
Thank you, Secretary. I want to echo the Secretary's remarks with respect to the Swiss government. They've been so welcoming, and they've hosted this, and everything has gone off flawlessly, and we appreciate that. And again, to the Chinese negotiators, Vice Premier Liu He, Vice Minister Li Qiangong, and Vice Minister Liao Min worked very diligently, and these are very tough negotiators. A couple of them I know from before and have had past interactions with them. And this was, as the Secretary pointed out, a very constructive 2 days. It's important to understand how quickly we were able to come to agreement, which reflects that perhaps the differences were not so large as maybe thought. That being said, there was a lot of groundwork that went into these 2 days. Just remember why we're here in the first place is the United States has a massive $1.2 trillion trade deficit. So the President declared a national emergency and imposed tariffs. And we're confident that the deal we struck with our Chinese partners will help us to work toward resolving that national emergency.
And I would just conclude with saying it was done in the spirit of cooperation, shared interest, mutual respect, and we look forward to sharing.
All right, so they've had the meeting with the Chinese representatives. They've rang the President of the United States, giving him a debrief. It went very well. You got to remember that China has a lot of economic problems, and that's a whole topic in itself. But they also need to come to the table, and they could probably do some pragmatic things to start closing off the trade deficit with China, which is somewhere in the 300 to 350 billion dollar mark. So out of that 1.22 trillion, that's how big the Chinese market is. And of course, the Chinese also highly invested in the US bond market as well. So it flows into a lot of this interconnectedness. But this is long overdue. And now the other thing, of course, China's actually got to do what they say, and of course they managed to escape that last time because of change of government, and Biden never enforced it. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here, but certainly extremely positive, I think, and they said a lot easier than they thought. So this is what the market wants to see. This was the biggest one in terms of getting over the line for the World Trade Reorganization. Obviously the UK-US deal was a nice little pressure point there for the Chinese, and also all the other countries, 115 countries lining up to the US, not to China, but to the US to make deals. So there was a lot of pressure on them. And of course, they were, China, like I said, under a lot of pressure with export sales, big factories closing down, tens of thousands of people losing their jobs. I mean, it started cascading, right? The last thing they needed. So, that's kind of where it is. And of course, he's going to give us an update tomorrow, and that could really fuel the market even more, right? So, market up over 1%, 1.5%. And what will it be tomorrow, especially if we get some particularly good details out of this meeting. Now, as I would say, I think they've probably made a lot of in-principle agreements here. And obviously with the UK-US agreement, that was about 2,500 pages long. And this one may or may not be a lot bigger than that. So we'll see how that plays out too. We'll see exactly the extent what the paperwork will be for this, this agreement with trade. So, but generally, extremely bullish, sets us up for another great week. And this is exactly what I've been saying, right, with the Trump strategy. And we're going to get lots more countries, right? We could have India, Japan, South Korea, Europe. We're going to have one after another, and that's going to feed the market. And of course, Trump said himself last week, if you're not into stocks, which is basically saying also if you're not into crypto, then you're going to miss out on the golden age, right? It's going to be truly, truly magnificent. So, it's pretty exciting stuff. All right, so that was kind of the overall stuff there from the economic and the futures. So setting us up for tomorrow, despite our Sunday's malaise today on the old crypto market. Let's see what the crypto market is like at the moment. We've got the total crypto market at $3.447 trillion, down 2.3%. But we have Bitcoin at the moment holding up still pretty strong, just below 104,000. It is pretty flat at the moment, just slightly flat to slightly down. For the 24 hours, we've got Ethereum there. Number 2 is at $2,507. A really nice position for Ethereum to be honest. Broke several resistances to get there, but at least 3 of them. And we've got here down 1.9% at the moment. XRP is down 3%, $2.37. BNB at number 5 is down 2%, $651. Solana is down 1.8% at $172. We got number 8 is Dogecoin there, down 7.3%. So the biggest mover down here, 23 cents there. ADA or Cardano there is down 2.9% at 80 cents, and Tron there flat at the moment, 26.5 cents. Those are the top 10, and the biggest loser there is Dogecoin. And we've got a couple. We've basically got pretty much Tron's the only one that hasn't really moved down, and Bitcoin almost flat. Out of the top over the last week, though, the best performers have been Ethereum, up 38%, pretty awesome. And of course, we had the EIEP upgrades that boosted the stakeable ETH amount from 32 to over 2,028. And also, they've potentially got some sort of EIP upgrades that allow for multiple token fees rather than just ETH fees. So I haven't seen much on that. But that is kind of what they alluded to there. What else? We've also got the Doge there up 36% for the week. So those are the two winners. If you've been those two in the top 10, you would have been done pretty well there. So pretty exciting stuff. But nevertheless, we had, Solana up 19%, BNB up 11%, and Bitcoin up 9%, XRP up 9%. So some pretty awesome results. It's just the beginning of what we're expecting, right? Just the beginning of this banana move, as you guys know. So we're excited about the banana move. And for those that are not familiar with the banana move, we're going to play a little video on that right now, but we'll get to it in a minute. we got to do the top 100. So the best performers in the top 100. Let's have a look. So Pi Network, the one with the worst. I don't know. I just think it's one of the worst cryptos out there, but it's got some definitely pretty big potential bullish things about it, right? So 60 million miners that mine it, or pioneers as they call them. And of course, it's one of the two big phone apps. Of course, the Electronium, we talked about that the other day, that kind of failed, right? I mean, it's out there. Nothing truly fails, but it's failed in the sense it's not become a multi-billion-dollar thing. It's all way down at like number, was it 700 or something, or even lower ranked. But Pi Network here is ranked at number 23 now, and up 91% in the week after a pretty brutal sell-off, right? Pretty brutal sell-off, back up 91%, up 47% in the last 24 hours, sitting at $1.13. So yeah, and they got big news coming up, right? Big news coming up. I think the 15th of May or 14th of May. I think it's probably 14th of May, which is in about 2 or 3 days' time. So we don't know what it is. Is it going to be a Binance listing? I don't know about that. Is it going to be an ecosystem announcement? Probably more likely. But hey, look, it could be one of those two things. So we shall see where they're going there. So that is Pi Network, and a bit of a nice little rebound there. And the number 2 is Pepecoin. Up 70%, and I remember the day that launched. Do you guys remember the day it launched? I remember the day it launched. We got Theta Network there on sitting at up 47% as the number 3 best one in the top 100. Theta, is it Theta? I could say Theta, but Americans do say Theta. Theta there. We got Arbitrum there is up 46%, and Injective, which I haven't actually really looked at before, at number 87 rank, is actually the fifth best performer in the last week, up 43%. So those are some of the interesting numbers. We've got Athena there as well. And so, yeah, why do I go through these top 100? Well, if you're looking for the kind of the standard crypto blue chips in the top 100, this is why we go through this list, right? Because, you can always check these out. So when I cover them, you can go, oh, that's actually pretty interesting. I might check that out. Maybe that's something for my main portfolio, for example, if you want your general portfolio of crypto, and this is why we keep track of these things. So those are kind of your top performers there. Top gainers, well, apparently on this list must be some sort of curated list, but I read it out anyway. We got Ratto the Rat. I don't know. It's like crypto's almost like, in some degrees, with the meme craze, is a bit like the Cartoon Network. Like the Cartoon Network. We got the Ratto. Is it Ratto or Ratto? You guys decide. Ratto the Rat is up 30%. Moonding is up 82%, and Pi Network there is on there as well. So pretty huge there. Now, trending is the Medicaid. It's not Medicaid, like spending on the Medicare, Medicaid and Medicare. Yeah, and we've got Saros there and Pi Network making the list there as well. So Pi Network is the real star, isn't it, today? How surprise. It's one of the worst cryptos you could possibly have. So people not getting their coins very fast at all. Like, it's terrible process, a horrible KYC. It's like horrific. And then what's the other thing wrong with it? Yeah, everyone has to go on and tap their phone every single day, like a cocaine drug addict. You have to go and click the button every day to get yourself on there and show your loyalty and all that. It's like how truly draconian and authoritarian 1984 kind of phone app is Pi Network. Anyway, so that's what they have. It's honestly, if you think about it, like just fundamentally, ontologically, esoterically, I don't know, whatever word you want to, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's just what it is. TJ Paulie Ward in the house there, big shout out. And I hope everyone's having a good time there as well. There we are. You got a big clap there, DJ Paulie. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So that is kind of the overall markets at the moment. So we're pretty strong, right? Super healthy. I mean, it's looking pretty good. So we shall see. Now, you guys know some of these coins are going to really run. They're going to really run this crypto market. We're at the beginning of the banana cycle, right? And as I've been playing this video recently, and this is an excerpt. I was supposed to post the video source in the Telegram yesterday. Sorry about that. I forgot. We've had a lot on lately, so just skipped my mind there. But I'll try and get the source video for that. But this is the video about the banana, right? So we're going to go to the full screen, right, for this because this is such a big chart. So let's go there.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle.
Where's my video going?
They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle. Nothing to do with any.
Let's see.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle. Nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase one of the banana zone. Banana number one. The corrective zone. Banana number two comes. Another correction, banana number three. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked.
So just pausing the video quickly there because look where we are kind of thing, right? And look where we're going to be going. And it all happens very quick. It all happens very quick. And like I said to you, we've got these trade deals going to be announcing one after another. We've got the tax bill moving through. We've got this deregulation, regulation. We've got those three legs of the strategy of Trump, of the three-legged stool. And man, it's going to be pretty brutal, as you guys know. So it's going to be brutal to the upside. Brutal to the upside. Let me just replay a little bit of that video there.
Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it. Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, "Is it over?" And you'll definitely be sure it's over. And everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
All right, so you can see at that when we get to the banana part of the cycle, which is just in front of us, right? And it's going to be well fed with these trade agreements and all the other stuff that I just mentioned. It's going to be pretty amazing. Now, the only thing you have to do is make sure that right now you're in the right stuff, and then of course also when it starts moving up into these crazy gains that you sell on the way. You don't just you actually have to sell something on the way. Once we start getting to these high levels, you need to actually take profits. And that's going to take emotional and mental discipline because once you get up there, you think it's going to go up again and again and again. And of course, before you know it, it's starting to fall down and you think, oh, it's going to rise back up, but it doesn't. It just goes down, down, down. So once we go down the other side, you got to remember that. So I actually think it's going to be probably elongated and possibly we have double top as well. But just take note about taking profits. Once we get into this euphoria phase, that's the key lesson there. Very important to remember. And not so easy to execute because by the time you get there, you forget about all this, and then you're in the euphoria, right? So that's very important there. Just remember that. Once you made mad gains, you got mad gains, right? It's not easy to get the mad gains. That's just happens. It's kind of magical, and when it happens, and then you either take the profits and become a magical wizard, or you become a what is it, a troll underneath the bridge or something. I don't know. You decide. Anyway, that's a few comments about that. We got DJ Paulie Wood with the claps, 100%, and Crypto Compassion in the house there. Hey, shout out, hey. Good to see Crypto Compassion as well. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, follow on X. We're trying to reach 500 on X because I've just started back up again over on X because my last account got taken down. The usual drill, and they'd never help you. And of course, if you have following on YouTube, smash you button. We're on Superman Crypto, PulseChain X. What else? We're on the Crypto Night Show here, and streaming over on X as well. So definitely smash the subscribe button and share the channels around, as we say. In fact, I've got the share button around here, haven't I? Yeah, share the show on X. There it is, up there on the chat. All right, so that is where we are on that one. So let's go back to the markets. That's pretty much it. We're going to have a look at the Bitcoin chart. So this is the Bitcoin chart at the moment. This is the summary of the strategy. It's playing out like a gem, playing out so good, so good. All right, so we got Trump three-legged stool strategy, trade deal announcements, and we've only just started those. We got big tax bills there and deregulation leverage as well. Those are all in the mix there. All got to be done pretty much by the 4th of July. And then, of course, the golden age of America begins. And, of course, we're probably going to get, a lot more money printing and all the other stuff going on. And the only thing really that's holding things back is the interest rates. But I think there's going to be a lot of pressure placed on the Fed to try and do that. And the Fed is probably playing in politics, right, with this, right? So it's probably the damaging America, so the thing that Democrats like to do, right? So yeah, it's going to be very important there. But look, we're probably going to end up, with massive economic growth in the United States. But I think the biggest thing is going to be the actual building. Trump's going to build, baby, build. America's really going to have such a huge revival with that. And we just saw a big announcement yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw it, but yesterday, yeah, maybe Friday. And that is a big power and a network upgrade coming with a big deal being done for that. So that's just one of many things that's going to be coming for the United States. Massive infrastructure needs to be replaced. A lot of American stuff is aging or is aged, and that's a big deal. So we could see an absolute economic boom there, and of course we all know all the high tech stuff, all the manufacturing car companies, etc., all going to be building out big ports, big shipbuilding. It's going to be expanded. There's a lot of stuff. This is going to be crazy, guys. Going to be crazy. What is going space as well. Space is going to be a big thing in the Trump theme for the golden age of America. And overall, it's going to raise a lot of people, roll of people's wealth and consumption. A little bit of short-term pain for a massive gain, right? So it's going to be pretty exciting. That's kind of where we are there at the moment. So 4th of July, bring it on, baby. It's because the golden age of America truly starts there, right? And pretty exciting. This is the most important phase of Trump's presidency right now. This is it. The rest of it's kind of just a natural flow out from this, getting this, tax bill, the trade deals, and the deregulation leverage policies in there. So that's pretty much it. And this is the most important right now. This is it. And it's also critical for crypto and stock markets too. Critical for this next, move higher. It's going to be pretgoing crazy. And we're going to not see. I don't think we're going to see anything like this in a generation or 2 generations. This is pretty special. It's going to be crazy. All right, so that is pretty much on Bitcoin. Ethereum at the moment sitting at $2,500, and we've absolutely rallied way over. Look at this. We're down to 50 day, and the 50 day we're still in our death cross, right? But we're starting to turn up towards the golden cross. So fingers crossed, it's coming soon. And look at this. It's going to be powerful, guys. It's going to be powerful because we just look at the way this is looking. It's turning up for golden cross. And if we're powering up this quickly to get the reversal, man, how far are we going to go up for Ethereum? Could be pretty amazing. And of course, you saw Richard Hart on this video talking about let's get ETH up. Of course, the magic carpet ride, all the Ethereum sitting there, right? It was under the money. What, about 60% out of the money or something? We're still, still well under the money. 3,700 is where we need to get to, and we're at 2,500 at the moment on the old magic carpet ride Ethereum. At the moment, of course, the 50 day is at $1,960. That's that yellow line, but it's really turned off because we were all the way down at 1860 on that 50 day. Now we're back up at 1960, so we're up $100. But the 200 day is at 2,431, and we're above that. Look at that, third day in a row. We're now above that. Fourth day, actually, if you think about why we're actually below that day 4. So let's say 3 days. And we bounced off it too yesterday. We bounced off the 200 day. So it's looking very good indeed. We got bullish news for tomorrow. That's why we got the China US went very well. This is positive news. This is really bullish news. And if they can build on that in a respectful way, that's going to be pretty awesome. And so we're going to probably accelerate this 50-day moving average. Going to accelerate to the upside. We'll get that bullish cross, and it's going to be pretty golden, right? We do see the 200 moving up a little bit there as well. But how high is this Ethereum going to go? It's going to be pretty crazy. We got Brennan in the house. He's our TA guru. He says 3,600 is the next CME gap for ETH as well. So that is just another bullish move there. So even to 3,600 from here, that's going to take us to what about there? So that's 41% from here just to get 3,600. So mad gains. And of course, what else happens to everything else that's leveraged off Ethereum and on other EVM chains? Well, it's a massive leverage, right? So pretty exciting there. That is looking good. All right, so that is pretty much that. Now, I just wanted to bring in the Bitcoin halving chart. We haven't brought this in for a while, but just like that previous video that we watched, this is kind of showing us where we have been. Right, we're after this banana part of the market. This part here, this is the previous halvings, right? The green vertical line. It's like 2012, 2016, etc., 2020, and we've got the banana part of the market, right? That's what we're looking forward to. You can see it's not always exactly the same shape, but it is kind of basically bananas happening. In other words, they're really steep rise in prices, and of course, that's it. So let's have a look at these. So we get these big banana moves, which is in front of us right now. And what do you have to do? Well, back in 2013, you had to sell the top, which is 653. But you don't have to sell the top. You can sell just slightly on the way up, right? Up here, you can sell part of your portfolio as you go up, right? That's a smart money, right? Because you can just let it sit there and wait for opportunities, and of course, maintain those mad gains. What happened here in 2017? All the way rally, right? This was actually mega rally, right? I mean, we were way down at like 600 and how many even lower actually, $573. And we ended up at $16,000. I was there watching it. I guess many of you were too. And of course, all you have to do is sell on the way up here, particularly in the November, December, and you just sell in this zone here, and you're being pretty cool, right? Now, obviously, when that's happening, you don't know it. But my point is being, if once you start making mad gains and everyone's super excited, you got to take some profits, right? That's the signal, man. That's the signal, right? So keep that and look at the average as well. Then we had obviously this 2021 boom. We had a double top, right? Richard Hart's famous Judas candle there, Judas top, whatever. But we had a double top there, and I think we might see something similar like that for this bull market as well, which because of Trump, right? Because of Trump and the golden age of America. And here we are. Look, we're just slowly creeping up, but we haven't had the banana part yet, right? There's no banana part, and that's coming in front of us, right? And as you saw in that video, it does appear that it's right in front of us. Everything, all the fundamentals, the money printing, all that sort of stuff does appear to be that we are just at the precipice of that, just at the doorstep. So if we were back here, it's kind of like we're back here, right? Right here in 2020 in October there. And that's just, just before the big payday, right? A big payday there. Was it the 20th of November? Something like that. 19th November, 20th November. And we're right there right now. So make sure you got your bags packed. It's really important. So you got to get your bag packed, make sure it's quality stuff. If you got any crappy stuff, get rid of it, get into the good stuff. And also, if you just remember that once we start getting into this euphoria phase, take some profits. Don't be that guy that goes, it's going to go up. And again, once you've made a decent gain, right? That's kind of your measure. You see the sentiment in the market, the way the chart's looking, start taking some profits and just sit on those bags, right? And you can fight another day, right? You can fight another day. So it's pretty awesome because Bitcoin's not going anywhere, right? We got Michael Saylor talking about, $13 million Bitcoin by 2045. So depending on your age, is your goals as well. And we could easily see, Bitcoin go to 150 to 250 this cycle, and with the potential for 400K, right? And that's just in this cycle. And it could actually go blow past that, convergence to gold. Market cap is a 10x from here. So, you're looking at probably $1 million, $900,000, $1 million or something like that for that. And of course, as we rally, gold's likely to continue to rally, and therefore the market cap goes up. And so we could even go up more X's, right? Pretty crazy. But, I'm feeling pretty good about conservatively saying 150 to 250 with the potential upside for 400K this year. That's this year. And next year, I think we've got the opportunity to go even higher. Look, we could push Bitcoin quite easily, I think, with all the institutional players, with the sovereign players. Everybody's on the field now. That wasn't the case in previous market cycles, but everybody's got access to Bitcoin now. We have the US government backing it. So we have all the US states trying to climb onto all the sovereign states, all the institutions. We're all even getting the the retirement DAOs, investment endowments and all that sort of stuff, the wealth sovereign funds. Everyone's pretty much able to get into it. And once it starts running, it will just do the same thing like any other market. And we could even push higher than that into 26. So got to feel pretty good. And that doesn't mean that there's not pullbacks on the way. As the guy said, you go up, you got 30% pullback. Everyone thinks it's over, but no, it goes up again because we're in the banana phase, right? That's the point there before we come back and consolidate, like we see in here. That's the after the bull market consolidation in the zones here. So just a few comments on that, really. All right, so that's kind of cool. That leads us into PulseChain. And of course, if you are new here to the channel there, we've got about 140 people watching at the moment. So if you're new, definitely smash the follow button, smash the likes, and of course, reshare. That's the biggest thing. Reshare on X, reshare on YouTube. It really does help a lot there. So appreciate that. And if you haven't followed on X, follow, because I'm only about 3 people away from 500. As you guys know, I'm rebuilding because my other one was down. It was it was about 5,500, 6,000, but it got taken down for no reason. They gave me no reason, and then I appealed like 10 times and no crickets. I heard crickets. So rebuilding again, because that's what we do in PulseChain, right? We just get back up, and eventually we're going to get the banana part of the market. All right, so that's kind of the play there. And so we got Pulse at the moment. So PulseChain launched on the 23rd of May, 2023. A fork of Ethereum, full system state fork of Ethereum on the 10th of May, a couple of days earlier. And here we are 731 days later. And we got Pulse at the moment, just on a lazy Sunday, right? So lazy Sunday, we all often know these are down days, right? More than often than not. And here we are, quadruple 0355, down 3.75%. And we had a nice little week of green, moves at the moment on PulseChain. But we have seen nothing yet. We've seen nothing. We've seen nothing what PulseChain can do. And here we are. We got that 36% of the main sacrifice price. We're at PulseX, quadruple 0318 is up down 4%. The buy and burn sitting at 7.11%. So that's how much has been bought up and burned. So we'll never see that with 7.1% again. And we've got incentive token $1.61 down 8 and 3/4%. And of course, the inflation is really low now, only 2,600 ink a day. And of course, that is a emission of 0.03 ink per second. It's pretty low. So on the a base of 55 million, we've seen how quickly incentive token can go. And we keep going this $1.65 back down to $1.16, back up again. Man, you guys know when we get onto a big uptrend FOMO, it's going to go up like crazy on the incentive. We've already seen the blues clues for that, right? So it's going to be pretty insane. Smack the likes on the way in, definitely DG and Hex, and definitely on that. Now we've got Hex at the moment at a 8600th of a penny, down 3.9%. We got so that's P Hex, and we got E Hex at 2700th of a penny, holding up pretty well actually. Combined price E Hex at P Hex at 1.13 cents. And hey, look, you guys know what to do, right? I mean, this stuff is just sitting there waiting, and we're right in front of the banana move, and we might get a GodMode candle, right? We might get a GodMode candle, could just come out of nowhere. Why is that so encouraging? Well, Richard was talking about GodMode candles in his video. We've seen the Hex God Whale do GodMode candles. He's sitting on a bundle of Ethereum. And what else we've got? It might be still a month or two away, but we might see it earlier than that. It's always possible. Obviously, the Ethereum trigger for the Magic Carpet Ride is 3,700, but I suggest you that's probably going to have to be much higher than that before that capital is used, depending on what Richard does with it, right? The other thing is, whoever's controlling it. So yeah, that is pretty huge. But what happened? We had a couple months ago, the liquidity got thinned out, right? The incentive token got reduced 20x. The Hex got inflation got reduced as well by the sacrifice Hex OA wallet staking. So we already had the pre-foundations for a GodMode candle type of move, as well as a general reversal and uptrend of PulseChain. So those foundations have already been set. You just let it bake for a couple of months, right? You let it bake for a couple of months. You wait for the market sentiment to turn. Once you got all the positives turning to the upside, and then we might very well see a GodMode candle. So let me know your thoughts of that in the chat there. But we've certainly had some pre-signals. And, of course, Richard beat the SEC, and Richard starts streaming again. We've got whales on the deck, like Rackham Rochelle, Fire Whale. Rackham Rochelle teasing about certain things as well. showing leadership, investing, doing social media, doing think tank retreats in Florida. I mean, these guys are all over the place trying to get the PulseChain out there. And who knows, many of his VC friends could be coming in very well soon. We've seen people like Moon King with 110,000 followers telling everybody to get over to PulseChain now before they miss the boat pretty much. So we've got a lot of stuff happening. We've got Ivan on Tech out there. Lots of people, cool people out there. It's pretty exciting stuff going on with PulseChain at the moment. We got Brennan says, I like GodMode candles. Me too. I love them. And of course, there's a famous one from Hex, right? Back in the day. I'm just trying to remember the day. Was it the 23rd of April, 2020? Something like that. Somewhere in that ballpark. And that was pretty epic, right? And that was the beginning of it all. And the price went up 2.5x that day, I think it was. So pretty crazy times. And that's kind of where it all came from, right? The Hex God, well, there in the GodMode candle. Pretty exciting. What else am I going to say about that? Yeah, well, on this note, I've got some big news that we're going to announce at the end of this live stream. So hold on to your hat for that. That's coming up. Blair in the house there. Hi, all. Hey, Blair, good to see you. And it's hope you're enjoying your weekend. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend with their family and friends and having a good Sunday lunch. If you're in down under, if you're in Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Islands, then of course it's just after midday. Everyone's probably having their lunch as well. So kind of cool. In fact, it's probably more dinner time now, isn't it, in the United States? Probably late afternoon or early evening, something like that. All right, so that's kind of where we are there at the moment. Let's have a look at the gas prices. We've got 1.6 million beats, about 2 cents for a PulseX swap. Validators sitting at 45,100. That's gone up slightly. So that's cool. And what else there? The bridge, right? That's the one we're looking at. Are we over 100 million? Not quite yet. We got the 96.8, I think it was yesterday. We're down about 1.8 million, 1.7 million, let's say. But we're still up 95. And so we're up a lot from where we were. We were down quite a bit there on the bridge. So it's nice to see us back up there. And look at the DAI. The DAI's back over 22 and a quarter million there. Not 22 and a quarter, 22.14 million there. And that's gone up a lot. So that's kind of good to see that rebound. That means more capital is coming over. Very, very exciting to see that. And I'm not keeping track of the ETH, but I'm presuming the ETH's gone up as well. And obviously EHEX is up there too. I'm expecting some action on Coast. And of course, we're going to get these new on-ramps, right, from Banksa. That's coming up as well with Sun Mini Mill. And we're expecting another 1 or 2 new on-ramps coming to PulseChain in May. Probably one of them might slip into June. And then we're expecting another on-ramp coming in the third quarter, all through Sun Mini Mill, right? So the big European food corporate that's, making PulseChain their home pretty much and helping with big utility on-ramping, which is a big deal. So pretty cool. The other big thing, of course, we're expecting to see is in the future is we've got an update actually for Tetra and Signum Oracle. So Stu is working hard on that. Software is difficult, especially some of these more difficult protocols. He's pretty much said that last week they had the bug, that they found the bug, of course, a couple of weeks ago. They found a solution for that bug. They've been testing it pretty ruthlessly over the last week or so. And he said it's very soon, possibly even next week. So, or the week we're just starting here. So we'll keep a lookout for that. But it looks pretty good for a launch pretty soon for the old Tetra. Tetra is going to be its own niche on PulseChain. It's going to be fully downloadable. They're not going to use Web3 for it, so downloadable. And that means that anybody's going to be able to interact. I don't know the full extent of it, but I think it's pretty comprehensive. Interact with smart contracts, set up your own limit orders on your own computer, and really is quite a game changer. It may even make a flurry of like traders, like we see in traders like Bitcoin and stuff like that. Maybe able to see a lot of products come out of that Tetra product, and then also maybe we'll get people do even live streaming like trading setups with it. So it could be its own little traders niche on PulseChain. I'll see exactly what the extent is, but I'm pretty excited about Tetra. And of course, about 2 days after that, they're going to launch Signum Oracle, which will be our second decentralized Oracle on PulseChain after Fetch was launched by Liquid Loans, and that's going to have probably a few more bells and whistles on it. And I'm super excited about that because that's going to be great for all the big project teams wanting a Oracle. And that's going to make a whole ton of new high-end DeFi and GameFi products coming to PulseChain, because they've got 2 oracles to use now as independent references for price calls and non-price calls. And of course, I think the Signum Oracle is also going to have a random number generator, tools like that. So it's pretty exciting where we're heading there. And of course, that's then going to open up PUSD ALGO, our first, what I call true algorithmic stablecoin that will be pegged to $1, right? So we obviously interviewed XUSD the other day with their volatile asset. That's kind of a new form of trying to get to $1 as opposed to a collateral-backed stablecoin. But of course, PUSD Algo is going to be looking at being pegged at $1 pretty much from the beginning, using a very new, innovative, decentralized algorithm of miner bots, right? And these miner bots are going to be pretty clever, and we've seen them operate in the testnet. And of course, once Signum Oracles is up and running, we should get an update from PUSD Algo, because that's what Jacob said on the 19th of January earlier this year, that we'd get an update, following, as long as Signum is running as expected, they'd be up and running. And we also know that PUSD Algo has also got tokens for Signum, right? So it's all going to, head pretty nicely. That could be one of our major protocols moving forward on PulseChain. And of course, if you want to participate in that, you can do that now. That you can get a 90% bonus, and the link is in the video description. Definitely check that out. And hey, look, this could be the holy grail of ALGO coins, stable coins, and I really like what he's done with it. So it could be pretty exciting there. So check that out as well. Now, that's kind of where we are on that. In that moment, we've got 4 liquidity forks on PulseChain. We've got 1 Coast stable coin, and that's pretty important, right? So they're pretty important, and hopefully PUSD Algo is coming soon. And who knows, we're going to be keeping watching the XUSD volatile asset, see how that goes towards $1. They've certainly got big players like Rack and Rochelle holding the #1 spot, and so he's a big believer in that protocol, I guess, along with Steve Hitson and the crew there. So that is pretty much it. Let's jump over to the market volumes. We're sitting at 18.8 million here on a lazy Sunday. And it's we're down about 2 million, 3 million from yesterday. We think we're at 22 million, so down about 2.2 million, something like that. But we have a theme happening, don't we? We've got all the printer tokens bouncing back. So they got sold off pretty brutally last week after performing very well for weeks on end. And here they are bouncing back today when the rest of the market is down. So we've got Remember here from OG Web Chef up 70%. We got Beast at number 5 up 28%. Dominance up 25% as well. We got Savant here as well, up from OG Web Chef up 21%. So yeah, we got Mnemonics up here as well, up just up slightly. It's almost break even, but up slightly. So that's what I'm saying. We got a lot of the printer tokens have bounced back. So that's pretty interesting. So if you join our Telegram list, we've got a free alpha list, and we've got a ton of printer tokens on there, right? They're riskier, of course, than a lot of tokens, but they pay out pretty high yield. So, that's do they have a half-life? Well, they kind of felt like it last week, but some of them seem to be bouncing back at the moment. The team, OG WebChef, also launched a product over on Ethereum. So that probably played a role also, but maybe some of the mad gains from over there have been brought over to PulseChain. Who knows? But it's going to be pretty fun to see that. You've definitely got to join the Telegram for OG WebChef to get all the latest on that. If you're going to, get involved with these tokens. We've got GoPulse at the moment, controversial, but GoPulse there is at 10 cents, up 35% there. So that's holding up pretty well after 3 days. But of course, there's been a lot of commentating about that from HexScout and others. And I'll leave it for you to decide out there. Obviously, there's a trail to follow. You can follow the trail if you so wish. We've got Secret Conspiracy at the moment, is up 21%. This has been around for 29 days. I think that's a pump tires. So 36. And then we've got Hex pump tires. Up 11% there. We've got this funny one here, this X with the funny writing. That's up 7% at the moment. Pulse Golden Ticket, that launched, 2 days ago? That is up 5% today. Let's see what that looks like at the moment, actually, just as a quick reference. It's pretty much down on the bottom range there. Getting much volume. 23K over 44K over the last 24 hours. This is the hourly chart, by the way. Sorry, let me be bad. That's the daily chart there. So it's pretty much at the bottom there. But, I don't know how long it's going to keep up this volume, though, right? The 20K over 44K. I'd be pretty critical about that, but it is what it is. Golden ticket out of the trailer park this cycle yet, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Got a website and stuff, so you can check that all out. What else is doing pretty well? Not a lot today, right? It's a lazy Sunday. We haven't got a lot on the trending board today, but Stake Depth at the moment is up 2%. Mogcoin there up 2% as well. But look, with this US trade deal, we're going to get more news tomorrow. The markets will probably rally on that. And we could see, obviously, the crypto most likely. This is the most probable outcome, is that crypto rallies again. And we may very well see, a lot of the ones that are down today, a lot of the popular ones, all the way from PDC, Soil, Top Hat from, Crypto Coffee. Lots of these popular ones could end up rebounding pretty hard. Time Token, Sparta, Most Token. There's lots of ones down here. Firewhale, SolidX, all these things down here that are down today could very well, X game could very well, pump up tomorrow. So today might be a little opportunity to go shopping, do your own due diligence, not financial advice, all that good stuff. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on the markets here. And so, yeah, a bit of opportunity to be had for sure. I have a list here, watch list. Let me know in the chat if you've got any particular things you want me to look at. Well, give you the opportunity for that. What else there? So that's kind of influencer coins. Let's have a look at influencer coins. We haven't really looked at this for ages. But yeah, we got the old good diet here from Maddie. It seems to be up today. So 15.6% there. So big shout out to Maddie there. Obviously, there's a controversy around this as well. But it looks like we have had a bounce back. Can't argue the chart, right? The chart is bounced back. The volumes are not high, right? The volumes aren't high. You're talking at the moment, the volume is $1,400. It's not a lot of volume. But it has bounced off of 5.1 cents up to 12.4 cents there. So you can't complain about that too much. So that is back up. Now, I'm not sure what the opening price was. It doesn't actually show on here, but the opening price, but you can definitely check that out. That's on the daily there on a good die. So yeah, we've got Hex Fire from Crispy Man. He's the guy that does all the analyst. I say guy. He's the analyst that does all the Hex deep dives these days. And that is down 1% at the moment. We've got Top Hat from Crypto Coffee. I had Crypto Coffee on the show earlier this week. It was last week, sorry, and it was great. I always wanted to interview him. He's a great guy. Been a great ambassador for PulseChain, and that's down 2% at the moment. Time Dividend from KG and the Internet Money Wallet. What are they? 76,000 downloads on the Internet Money Wallet. Pretty amazing, and that's accelerating. I think it's accelerating. So that's down 3.8% today. Those you can go shopping on some of these things, right? Go shopping. We got Most Wanted there. That was launched. I think that's a rich art token. Dubious. People make all sorts of decisions, but I think that was there as well. That's down 4% there. Trump token. Obviously, this is not really an influencer token, but Trump in his own right, kind of influencer. That's down 4% there. Pump tires. Now, Fire Whale, of course, one of our two big whales that we talk about all the time on PulseChain, and Fire Whale there down 4.7% there. We got Access Alive, obviously another big PulseChain influencer, TA Guru, is down 5.5% there at 5,900 on his token. And we got No Token from Randy Alasky, obviously big fan of Randy Alasky's work, been around in crypto a long time, and he is that is down 6% at the moment. But I think that No Token is probably going to do pretty well in the cycle as we move forward. And we got SolidX there, the OG token. If you want to get the benefit of the big casino that Firewhale is launching, then SolidX is the token you hold, right? Because this is the one that's going to be burned off with the profits from the casino. So that's pretty important there, $10.90. Pretty important there. We got X Game as well, another one of the Firewhale tokens, and that is performing pretty well. This is the X Game coming up. You guys know we've set up a dedicated Telegram group. If you want to join that, definitely join that. I think it's in the video description. I'll have to double check out the live stream, but you can get involved with that as well. SolidX, of course, another one of the pump tires, all launched by Firewhale. So Firewhale launched 3 pump tires, and he's got the OG one, which is in the yellow there, right? So this green one is the pump tires version, and that is down 8% at the moment. And then finally, pump tires there, kind of Richard Art's official token for the pump tires, which their team launched, is down 8.7% at the moment. But I suggest to you that when we get this uptrend in the chain, this is all going to perform pretty well. In fact, I would say most of these. There's 1 or 2 that I don't think are going to perform as that well, maybe relatively speaking, on this list. But I think most of them are probably going to do pretty well in the market. There's the influencer coins. Now, I'm not sure if I'm missing anybody because I haven't, updated this for a few weeks. I think I did this a couple of weeks ago on the show. But that is the influencer coins. Pretty interesting though, right? And what else we got here? Pump tire coins. Now, I haven't got all the latest ones on here, but you can see they're all down at the moment except for the pump tires die. So we got good die, right, from Maddie Allen. We got the pump tires die, and we also got the fork die, right, the stuff that all the P-die maxis are pumping lately. Pumped pretty well in the last week, didn't it, P-die? So those are all the tokens there at the moment on the old pump tires. And you can see there's definitely some good deals in here to be picked up on the old pump tires here. These are some of the better quality ones, right, we made a list of, and that is doing pretty well there at the moment. Of course, we talked about OG WebChef and the print tires. They've been on a rebound. You can see they're pretty green. As I mentioned earlier there, they're back on the rise. So it's pretty cool from that point of view. I'm not sure what the yields they're doing at the moment, but definitely something you could check out with some of the, the yield monitors, some of the websites. So that's kind of the play there at the moment. Yeah, and the farm tokens, how are we doing on the farm tokens? Well, they're all pretty much good pickups as well, right? 9-inch, Tony, Emmett, they're all pretty good opportunities to pick up on there. PulseX, so Vox as well. So some good shout outs to those teams. They're doing some good stuff. So that is kind of where we are on that. How are we doing? We've got about 160 people watching at the moment, so big shout out here. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend in America and Europe, I guess, up that way. And of course, down here, it is already Monday. So it's just turned 1 o'clock, actually. So it's probably a good time to wrap up. Now, what I wanted to say, I've got a couple of comments here, and I'm going to make my big announcement. There we go. We got Brendan House there, Pete I to Wandora. We got Fort Copy, says Brendan. I guess are you referring to the pump tire one? We got Wookie and House there. What's to the top of spot 1? The WAS. He's talking about rugby league, so he's talking about sports there. To the top. Are they in actually a number 1 spot? Are they? Okay. Wow. Okay. That's could be the first season they ever win the actual thing after what? How many years? Let me think. 30 years? Is it 30 years? First victory in 30 years. They've been in the finals twice. I don't know if they've ever won though. I'm pretty sure they haven't won. If they have won, did they win once? I don't believe so. Brendan says Titan X system doing well. Oh, shall we pull that up? Let's pull that up briefly while we do it. We've got a little bit of time, so we'll bring up Titan X before I make my announcement there. Yeah, but Titan X is down at the moment. That's kind of why I wasn't going to talk about because the Ethereum's down slightly. But hey, look, Titan X is a time to pick up. If you're out there, do due diligence. But Titan X is a pickup now. You're right at the bottom. It's had a little bounce off the bottom, but you're still in that top of the bottom range, and it's probably worth picking up when we're in the banana phase ahead of us, and the buying bins are turned off, and the omni-chain strategy is going to play out. So yeah, that's a pretty obvious one there. Now, I was going to say, yeah, we're probably going to have a couple of big influencers coming on the channel this week. So I hope to have to confirm those, but the conversations have been commissioned, been initiated. So that's coming up. So look forward to that. Some big influencers coming on this week. What else? We're going to have a couple of different type of influencers coming on too. Not the usual like video YouTuber type, extremers, but actually some community influencers. So that's going to be a bit different, right? That's going to be a bit different. So looking forward to that. And the big news today is that we've got our PulseChain Monster Thread, the first edition one. It's coming out. I don't know. It's probably going to be later today, is my guess. But that's coming out. It's going to be massive. So if you see the PulseChain Monster Thread, it's going to be out every single week. We've got a lot of promotion teams supporting that. It's going to be massive. It really is going to be pretty special, I think. And so, yeah, share it around. Let everybody know. It's going to be pretty mega. So that's going to come out. MVS, our promotional lead, is working on that as we speak. And it's going to be pretty exciting. So, yeah, that's another product coming out of the Crypto Night Show team. And it's onwards and upwards. So, yeah, very bullish. So, yeah, it's going to be out every week. And you can get involved with that. Just hit up myself or MVS if you want to get into, get yourself on that. It's going to be pretty exciting. And it's going to be, pretty comprehensive around PulseChain. So definitely want to get on that one. So hit us up today. We are taking, bookings for next week. We already got bookings for next week. So get on there quickly before they will get booked out. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, hit us up on Telegram, Discord. And of course, come in and chat with us. If you want to have a chat with us, if you're a project team, if you're doing a token, then get in there as well. Now, we do reasonable tests, as you guys know. We do reasonable tests on these things. But get in there. We're trying to, do a win-win as we've started as far as I know, the first professional promotional team on PulseChain, because it's a really, really needed. And I think it's a win-win for everybody. All right. What else there? Brennan says a nice little pullback at the moment, says Brennan. Yeah. I just had a feeling that when Ethereum was down, that those markets would be down as well. That's pretty what we're at the moment. Now, I was going to pull in, we'll just ignore that at the moment, but I was going to pull something else in. But that's the big announcement today. Monster Thread, the weekly PulseChain Monster Thread, the first edition is coming out. Oh my goodness, it's going to be awesome. And it looks amazing. Guys. And of course, you guys can, just repost it and leave comments, smash the like on it. It's coming out soon. MBS, I think, is going to be posting it on his channel. And look forward to it. It's going to be full of goodies there. And of course, going to highlight a lot of the cool things happening on PulseChain. I'm excited about it. It's going to be great. All right. I think we're going to end it there. It's 1 hour on the live stream, and it's a lazy Sunday. Enjoy your rest of your evening if you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, of course, do what you have to do. I don't know what that is, but it's definitely sunny outside here in New Zealand, and we're having a good time. The banana phase is about to hit the market. Everything is going dreamy, guys. Honestly, we'll have little volatility. That's just normal poker markets, but man, it is about to get absolutely golden. The golden age of America, the golden age of crypto is upon us. It's going to be so awesome. All right, take care. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, hit the like, and I will catch you guys on the next show tomorrow. And we've got a pretty exciting week coming up, right? Monster Thread coming out probably today is my guess later on. And then we've got some big interviews on the show with some pretty big influencers. So look forward to that. I'll keep you guys posted. Take care, everybody, and enjoy yourself. Up and to the right, says Brennan. Up and to the right, indeed. I love that. That's a good place to finish. Peace out, everybody. We've got about 170 people watching, and I really appreciate your support. PulseChain to the moon. GodMode candles. Yes, please. Richard, let's go. Oh, GodMode. Whoever wants to do it. Rackham, anybody. Get out there and do it. The GodMode candle's got to come. All right, peace out, everybody. Take care, and God bless. See ya.